Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. My name is Stefan, and thank you for visiting my channel. I'm sitting on a stool in front of the closet that is off my fish room, which is by design because I wanted to talk a bit esoterically about what this hobby really entails and what is behind the passion and the thrill of keeping freshwater and saltwater fish. Everyone knows what attracts people to the hobby. That's clear and obvious. The little microcosms you can create, the wonderful fish, maybe watching them spawn, the excitement of that, being able to play God, if you will. And I'm not being glib, really, because frankly, if you're keeping a freshwater aquarium and doing it right, you are, in fact, the god of that little world. And there's a lot of responsibility that goes, what's the Spider-Man line? With power comes responsibility, or something along those lines. Well, it holds true for fish keeping, especially at a higher level, but also at a lower level. I mean, people who have a 10-gallon tank, a community tank, maybe they set it up for their kids, they end up having to take care of it, just like all kids when they get distracted and they get into their phones and they forget about a water change and filter, et cetera, et cetera. But in a sense, there was no God at those tanks, and then they go to hell in a handbasket, so to speak. You have to love the responsibility that comes along with fish keeping in order to really do it. I think you have to love it. I mean, the dentist office aquarium where you pay somebody to come in and do it, I mean, I get that, but that's different, right? That's commercial use of the hobby for business reasons, honestly. And so to keep one or more aquariums in your home and to keep them healthy and vibrant, you really kind of have to know stuff and you have to do stuff. And the more you know and the more you do, the more you will end up doing and the more you will need to know. Fortunately, there are things like YouTube, maybe not my channel per se, but so many others where they're able to break down everything you need to know. And then a lot of the components that you buy for the hobby, filters, lights, those brands have attached videos that describe how to set up and how to maintain. And I've watched every one of them, even for things I don't own. I mean, all in the voracious pursuit of knowledge, because I like it, because I love it. So the responsibility is something I embrace. I spent 4 hours yesterday maintaining 4 aquariums. Now, in fairness, I could split those duties, but I like to kind of get into an OCD mindset and just go all in and attack each tank with the trimmings and the water changes and the filter media, all of that. And when you're breaking down big filters, I mean, it takes a while, but there's something kind of awesome about getting into that zen and doing it and being able to have this like cool pantry, and I've labeled everything and set stuff up. I mean, it panders to all of my attributes and defects. I mean, as a collector, most collectors have some kind of psychological damage that, borders on hoarding, where you just want to have everything and have everything in its place. Well, this hobby opens Pandora's box in that respect. In some ways, each water box, each fish tank is a Pandora's box. Every week, you're going to have issues somewhere, somehow, be it algae, a leak, God forbid, if that happens to me, that's a nightmare. But you have to be prepared for all of it, and you have to do things to mitigate and keep your system intact, right? Because we don't want to, as gods of these little worlds, we don't want to have to break them all down. So, you know, you need space for all this stuff. You need a stool like I'm sitting on. You need tools. I mean, just to do, and you need to want it. I mean, it's like I used to tell addicts and alcoholics. I mean, I'd sit there and they're in treatment and I'd say, hey, you know, I don't think there's any argument that you need to be here, but the only chance you have is if you want to be here, right? And so this hobby, it's the same way, but the consequences aren't serious for the fish keeper, but for the fish and the creatures in your tank, they most certainly are. And I believe fish are sentient beings and that they have, I mean, I don't know about souls. I don't even know if we have souls, but they can feel pain. They have personality. They have behavior. I don't cry when a fish dies, but I take responsibility for it. And I try to rectify the matter and learn about what I did or didn't do and correct that behavior moving forward. And I like doing that. I love it, and you need to love it too, especially if you get past one community tank for your kids. So I didn't mean to sound pedantic or lectury. I'm just trying, I guess the takeaway is want versus need. I mean, needing to do a bunch of stuff kind of is one of those things where you'll cross that bridge when you get to it. But if you want to do those very same things, you're going to maybe not look forward to 4-hour marathon cleaning and maintaining session, but you're going to embrace it and you're going to do it and you're going to do it well and you're going to feel good after it. So I hope this was useful, and I beg your pardon if it kind of, here's my face, right? Like I hardly ever do mano a mano, but here I am. And thank you, and keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.